आवाज विश्वासको, आवाज विश्वासको, यो रेडियो साथी 98.6 मेगाहर्ज।
यो हो रेडियो साथी 98.6 मेगाहर्ज, आवाज विश्वासको।
बिहानको 10 बज्यो। यो समय घरमै बसेर सुनेर पढ्न मिल्ने कार्यक्रम रेडियो स्कुलको हो। नमस्कार हाम्रा प्रिय विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू, तपाईहरू सबैजनालाई कार्यक्रम रेडियो स्कुलमा हामी हार्दिक स्वागत गर्दछौं। कार्यक्रम रेडियो स्कुल लकडाउनको बेला विद्यालय बन्द हुँदा शिक्षण सिकाइ क्रियाकलापबाट विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू वञ्चित हुनु नपरोस् भनेर तयार पारिएको सिकाइ सहजीकरण कार्यक्रम हो। यो कार्यक्रम मेचीनगर नगरपालिकाको सहयोग एवं शिक्षक महासंघ प्याप्सन तथा एनप्याप्सन मेचीनगरको समन्वयमा उत्पादन गरिएको हो। भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई थाहै छ, हामी आइतबारदेखि शुक्रबारसम्म कक्षा 5 देखि 10 सम्मका भाइ बहिनीहरूका निमित्त रेडियो कक्षा प्रसारण गर्छौं। आज मंगलबार सबै तहहरूमा अंग्रेजी माध्यमको सामाजिक विषयको कक्षा सञ्चालन हुनेछ। 10 बजेदेखि 10:30 बजेसम्म कक्षा 5 र 6 का विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूका लागि कक्षा सञ्चालन हुनेछ भने 10:30 बजेदेखि 11 बजेसम्म कक्षा 7 र 8 का विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूका लागि कक्षा सञ्चालन हुँदा 11 बजेदेखि 11:30 बजेसम्म कक्षा 9 र 10 का विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूका लागि कक्षा सञ्चालन हुनेछ। रेडियो साथी 98.6 मेगाहर्ज रेडियो साथीको फेसबुक टाइमलाइन तथा अनलाइन radiosathi.com लगइन गरेर पनि कार्यक्रम सुन्न सक्नुहुनेछ। अबको पालोमा कक्षा 5 र 6 का विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूका लागि विषय विज्ञ शिक्षकजीहरूबाट कक्षा सञ्चालन हुँदैछ। त्यसैले कापी कलम लिएर रेडियो सुन्दै टिपोट गर्दै पढौं है त।
Good morning and Sairam everybody. I heartily welcome to everybody in this radio school program conducted by Radio Sathi 98.6 megahertz. It's me, Kabindra Shrestha from Adarsa Vidya Mandir English Secondary School, Mechinagar 9, Dhulabari, Jhapa. Today, I am here to help you to learn social studies for class 5 and class 6. I hope everybody are listening to me through Radio Sathi 98.6 megahertz. At first, I request you to be with your note copy and pen so that you can copy down the important notes to understand and remember the lessons perfectly. So now onwards for half an hour, I am with you to help you to make understand about the today's topic. Dear students, now let's concentrate to our lesson. Today I am going to teach you from class 6 social studies book, first lesson, our community and society. Let me remind you again, our community and society. Dear students, let we know first the meaning of community. Before we learn about the meaning of community, first let me tell you about individual and family. In Nepali, individual means Byaktigat and family, you know that, Parivar. Students, we human being is a social creature. Do you know what do you mean by social creature? Yeah, I think so. You know, social creature means samajik jiva. We are social creature. He, she, or we can say a single person is known as an individuals or a person in its single form. That means I am an individual and you as a single are also an individual. Individual means a single person. Such individual and individual living together by sharing the same kitchen make a family. Do you understood, students? Okay, let me repeat. Individual and individual living together by sharing the same kitchen make a family. For an example, I, my wife and my daughter makes my family. So there are 3 members in my family. Same wise, there might be more members in family than in my family. There might be the member like parents, grandparents, husband and wife, children or other in a family. When there are many persons in a family and cannot live under the same roof, they get separated. Okay, listen it again carefully. When there are many persons in a family, means big number of members, and cannot live under the same roof, they get separated. Separated means छुट्टिनु. धेरै सदस्य छन् भने छुटिएको हामीले देखेका छौं. They get separated. After separation, a new family is created. Likewise, this gives rise to many families. Dear students, now I hope you have understood about family. So, now let we try to know about community. Please, students, note down the important points while I am speaking. A group of family living in the same geographical location is taken as a community. Let I remind you again. A group of family living in the same geographical location is taken as a community. Have you understood? Okay, once a time. A group of families living in the same geographical location is taken as a community. The families in the community live together by sharing a religion, race, occupation, or various other social activities. Have you understood? The families who live in the community, they share a lot of things, just like religion, race, occupation, profession, or various other social activities. So, now, students, I hope you are clear about the community. Dear students, now let's we talk about the life in community. How is the life in the community? Have you got any answer? I think so you know, because it's very simple. Because we are also living in a community. In my point of view, community life is very good, joyful, and full of happiness. Isn't it? Yes, sure. As we know, the needs of people are unlimited. That means always increasing. One is fulfilled, again another is created. One is fulfilled, again another is created. So it is increasing every time to time. That's why it's impossible to fulfill all of them alone. We own self can't fulfill all of our needs. Can we fulfill? Dear students, can you fulfill all your needs? I think so. No. No, never. We can't fulfill all our needs own self. We need to depend on other. That means we get goods and services required for us from our community. Farmer, shopkeeper, butcher, greengrocer, tailor, carpenter, mason, etc. Many people are there in our community who help each other. We get help from them. We fulfill our needs from them. Many people are there in and around our community. That's why we need community to fulfill our needs. Moreover, our happiness, suffering, and feast, festival, and rituals become meaningful in the presence of our community. Again, our happiness, suffering, and feast, festival, and rituals become meaningful only when we celebrate them, or when there will be the presence of our community. So that time it will be meaningful. Other than it won't feel meaningful. Without community people, we feel lonely. In absence of them, every event are incomplete. That's why we can say that people are happy and feels secure in the community. Same like that, now we are happy and feel secure in the community. People have give and take relation in a community. We give also something to them and we take also something from the community. So there is a very good relationship between each other in the community. People become incomplete without community. So dear students, I hope you understood the value of community, isn't it? Now dear students, let we learn about society. As you know, family and family make a community. Let I repeat it again. Family and family make a community. Likewise, community and community make a society. Please copy down it. Family and family make a community. Same like community and community make a society. In other words, we can say that our society is a perfect combination of communities, but they should be living in a region or a country. Again, let I repeat it. Please note down, students. It will be very helpful for you. So please note down. Our society is a perfect combination. Our society is a perfect combination of communities, but they should be living in a region or a country. I think so. You have written this. Now listen me. People in the society share different customs, laws, and various social organizations. People in the society share customs, laws, and various social organizations. They live together. They face similar type of problems and they keep similar opinion about solution of those problems. They live together, face similar types of problems and keep similar opinion about solution of those problems. For an example, now we are facing the problems of COVID-19. Not only we, but the whole nation and the whole world are facing the same problem. So, for this problem, we have the same opinion for and against COVID-19. How to be secure, how to be safe, how to get rid of COVID-19. We all are thinking in the same way. The precaution is same for all of us, and it is not friendly to some and unfriendly to some. Means it has affected equally to all of us. We all are in danger of COVID-19. That's why it is dangerous not only for us but all the people in the world. That's why we must unite and fight against COVID-19. Dear students, it is not necessary that all the members of society must be of the same tribe and follow same religion or rituals. Please listen carefully, students. It is not necessary that all the members of society must be of the same tribe and follow same religion or rituals. That means they might be of different caste and class, they might follow different religion, but also they can be the member of the society. In some cases, there might be ethnic society, means Jatiya Samaj, likewise Newari Samaj, Dhimal Samaj, Brahman Samaj, etc. etc. There are some cases, but actually to make a society, it is not compulsory to be of same caste and class. So we have to be clear that to make a society, it is not compulsory to be of same caste, to be of same religion, to follow the same culture. Without the unity in religion, rituals, and with different caste and class, we can formate a society. We can make a society. So we must have to be clear that the society is a broader social unit. It doesn't have only one meaning. It has a broader social unit. The society may be of different types. There is always a great deal of give and take among the members. Have you understood? Have you understood, dear students? There is always a great deal of give and take among the members. We give something to our society. We take something from the society. We cooperate with each and other members. So, dear students, I hope you are clear now about community and society. Now, let me discuss about the advantages of community. As I already told you that community life is a good life. So, community life has many advantages. An individual in a community can fulfill many of his her needs. So, I am going to tell some advantage we get by living in community. Students, please note down, okay, because it's very important for you. The first advantage of community is, number one, community provides protection. Please note down, community provides protection. Protection means in Nepali, suraksha. Yes, it gives us protection. Number two, community fulfills social needs. Samajik आवश्यकता. Community fulfills social needs. Social needs means samajik आवश्यकता. Okay. Now, number three, community promotes cooperation and mutual understanding. Cooperation means आपसी सहयोग and mutual understanding means आपसी समझदारी. Cooperation, आपसी सहयोग, mutual understanding, आपसी समझदारी. Community promotes cooperation and mutual understanding. Number four, community helps to share happiness and sorrow. Community helps to share happiness and sorrow. Means सुख दुःख बाँड्न पनि सहयोग कम्युनिटीले हामीलाई गर्दछ. It helps to share our happiness, to share our sorrow. Okay, number five, community develops social values and norms. Social values means सामाजिक मूल्य र मान्यता. Social values and norms means सामाजिक मूल्य र मान्यता. So, community helps to develop social values and norms also. Now, sixth number, community promotes self-realization. Students, please write, community promotes self-realization. Atma bodh. Self-realization means Atma bodh. आफूले आफूलाई जान्नु, आफूले आफूलाई चिन्नु, आफ्नो अनुभूति. Community promotes self-realization. Community, next point, community helps for socialization. Community helps for socialization. सामाजिकरण पनि help गर्छ. Community helps for socialization. And number 8, community shapes our mind. Students are writing, please note down. Community shapes our mind. You know about it. It's very simple. So now last advantage of community life is community makes us powerful. Let I repeat it again. Community makes us powerful. So if we live in community, nobody can take us lightly. They think that they are in the community, so they are very powerful. So students, I told you the 9 advantages of community. I will just repeat one by one again. Let you check it. If there is any mistake, you can make there in a note copy. Please. Advantage number 1. Students, are you listening me? Okay. Advantage number 1, community provides protection. Number 2, community fulfills social needs. Number 3, community promotes cooperation and mutual understanding. Number 4, community helps to share happiness and sorrow. Number 5, community develops social values and norms. Number 6, community promotes self-realization. Number 7, community helps for socialization. Number 8, community shapes our mind. And number 9, community makes us powerful. Okay, that's it. These are the 9 advantages of living in community. Now, students, people in a community means we need to live in community. How? Do you know? We need to live in community in harmony. आपसी सद्भाव. They should treat each other as brother and sister. Nobody should humiliate anybody. We must think that we all are equal in our community. The available means, resources or prosperities should be used in a friendly manner. For these all, we should maintain cooperation and unity. Let me remind you again. Let me repeat. We should treat each other as brother and sister in our community. We must feel that we all are equal. The available means, resources or properties should be used in a friendly manner. For this all, we should maintain cooperation and unity from our family itself. Okay, students, let me remind you again. They should treat each other as brother and sister. We should treat each other as brother and sister. The available means, resources or properties should be used in a friendly manner. For these all, we should maintain cooperation and unity from our family itself. That means we must have to start it from our family. If all the families are happy, the community becomes happy and prosperous. So, let's say, students, we are great because of our community. Again, dear students, let me say again, we are great because of our community. Okay, thank you very much for listening me. I hope I made you understand about today's lesson. Today I was teaching social studies for class 5 and class 6, and today's lesson is our community and society. Dear students, if any confusion, you can call to Radio Sathi and note down your questions, which I will try to answer in my next class. I hope you all enjoyed today's class. Now, I would like to conclude today's class by thanking all of you for listening me. I will be with you in the next class on the same day at the same time. Till then, goodbye and namaste. Have a nice day. Stay safe at your home. Stay healthy and take care of you and your family. Goodbye and namaste.
भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई फेरि स्वागत छ कार्यक्रम रेडियो स्कुलमा। तपाईहरूले भर्खरै कक्षा 5 र 6 का लागि तयार पारिएको कक्षा सुनिसक्नु भएको छ। कक्षा सुनिसकेपछि तपाईका केही प्रश्न वा जिज्ञासा भएमा रेडियो साथीको फोन नम्बर 023-563-037 मा फोन गरेर प्रश्न टिपाउन सक्नुहुनेछ वा हाम्रो फेसबुक पेजमा समेत प्रश्नहरू पठाउन सक्नुहुनेछ। अर्को कक्षामा भाइ बहिनीहरूको जिज्ञासाको समाधान गर्ने प्रयास गरिनेछ। अबको पालोमा कक्षा 7 र 8 का भाइ बहिनीहरूका लागि तयार पारिएको कक्षाहरू सञ्चालन गर्दैछौं। कक्षा 7 र 8 का विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू कापी कलम लिएर तयार रहनुहोस् है त।
Hello and namaste everyone. Welcome you in today's radio program, A Classroom Beyond the School. I am Diliram Bhandari from Arunodaya Secondary Boarding School, here today to teach you social studies for class 7 and class 8. As all we are aware that we are suffering from corona pandemic and studying at home. I hope you all are safe. Dear students, let's begin our class. Please join with your copy and a pen and sit closer to the radio set. Okay, dear students, first of all, I would like to remind you our previous class. Let's remember, last week we had learned about origin and need of society for class 7 and development and province for class 8 in our last class. Today, our topic is social evolution. Social evolution for class 7 and our 7 provinces for class 8. Dear students, last time we had read little about our social evolution and our 7 provinces. Though it was not completed, I remember that we had begun social evolution, in which we read savagery stage, barbarian stage and civilization stage and their features or characteristics. Okay, dear students, today we understand what is socialization, characteristics of socialization and process of socialization. Dear students, don't get confused. Here socialization, sometime you understand this by socialization, so this is called socialization. Socialization, characteristics of socialization and process of socialization. We human are born as biological organism. Dear students, you know we are born very little, very small. Okay, at the time of birth, man does not show any social behavior. This means we are totally unaware about our birth and the process when we are in very small stage, when we are infant. And you students, we do not show any kind of social activities. We learn with living in the society. Slowly and gradually we learn everything. Even we learn to smile, we learn to cry, we learn to hold hands, and we learn so many things. Okay, dear students, can you remember your childhood? Can you remember when you were too small? Of course, you cannot remember though everything. You cannot remember everything since you were born. Now, at the time of birth, we were like unconscious. We do not know anything. We were conscious, though we could not remember everything. Or we can say we remember nothing. Students, now we are reading about socialization, and I am trying to make you clear what is socialization, how it goes in process, or how the socialization process take place. Okay, or we can say a man learns with living in society, adjusting various types of social environment. We have to do a lot of compromise, understanding while living in a society. We face many difficulties, we face challenges, and we learn everything slowly and gradually. No human being are perfect. Everyone they learn from the beginning, and this is the process throughout our life till death. Every child learns gradually and learns all the behavior and mold into a social being as he or she learns social ways of acting and feeling in the society. All our action, all our feelings, these things shape us to be a social being. We are social animal. Human being, we are social animal. We live in a society and we learn everything in the society. Isn't it? Yes. And in society, we get every information, we get ideas about our culture, tradition, etc. Dear students, now you are clear about what is socialization. This is a process of molding a child into a human adult. Or we can say the process of molding or shaping a child into social being is called socialization. नानीहरू थोरै नेपालीमा भन्न गए जब हामी समाजमा जन्मिन्छौं हामीहरूलाई समाजको अवस्थाको बारेमा थाहा हुँदैन। यो सामाजिकरणको लागि हामीहरूलाई केही पनि अनुभूति अथवा अनुभव हुँदैन र यस समाजभित्र हामीहरूले धेरै कुराहरू सिक्छौं। एउटा सानो बच्चाबाट एउटा ठूलो मान्छे हुन्जेलमा हामीले जति कुराहरू सिक्छौं यी सबै सामाजिकरणका प्रोसेसहरू हुन्। त्यसैले भनिन्छ the process of molding and shaping a child into social being is called socialization. Could you please note down? Every child possesses the qualities of human adult, or we can say every child has the qualities of being human adult. सबै बच्चाहरुसँग चाहिँ एउटा वयस्क मान्छे अथवा ठूलो मान्छे हुने सम्पूर्ण गुणहरू हुन्छन्। त्यही बच्चा नै बढेर ठूलो हुने गर्दछ। The child becomes a mature man or a person. He is very small. Slowly he grows up and he learns many things. They learn social rules, they learn culture, they learn respect, they learn participation, they learn the need of each other, so they learn everything. When we learn everything in a society, we become a responsible member of a society or of a community. So, human beings will learn rules and other many factors in the society that I told you already. This was a child. This way a child becomes a functional member of the society through the process of socialization. What do you mean by functional member? An active member who take participation in all kinds of social activities, helping people, participating in cultural programs or any developmental work. Socialization is also refers to the transmission of the culture. We learn the way of behavior through imitation and purposeful training in the society. We learn everything from our society. We learn everything from our community and from our home. Dear students, now we learn these social rules in our society. Now we copy everything that our father, our mother do. We copy the thing from our community. In this way, we imitate, we copy their activities, and we learn many things. Socialization has the following characteristics. Socialization is the process that lasts throughout life. These are the characteristics of socialization. Dear students, could you please note down? Socialization is the process that lasts throughout life. This is not one day process. The second is, it is process that makes a person good and practical. It is process that makes a person good and practical. Socialization takes differently depending on the process and place. Socialization is the process of transforming and adapting culture. Write down please. Socialization is the process of transforming and adapting culture. It is also a process of making human animal a complete human being. It is a process of making a human animal a complete human being. Dear students, I read here 5 characteristics of a socialization. I read 5 points, the characteristics of socialization. Number 1, socialization is the process that lasts throughout life. Number 2, it is process that makes a person good and practical. Socialization takes differently depending on the process and place. Socialization is the process of transforming and adapting culture. It is also a process of making a human animal a complete human being. Dear students, for class 7, what can we say now is socialization is a process in which we learn everything in our society, our community, and become a responsible adult, a responsible man or woman. In this way, the socialization could help us to understand the way of living in our society. Dear students, I hope you have understood what is socialization. Socialization भनेको समाजमा जन्मेदेखि मृत्युसम्म जति कुराहरू पनि हामीले समाजबाट सिक्छौं र एउटा सभ्य जिम्मेवारी नागरिक बन्नको लागि सघाउँछ, त्यही प्रोसेसलाई नि के भनिन्छ? सोशलाइजेसन भनिन्छ. Dear students, you might have understood what is socialization. If there was no process of socialization, we would not have become responsible citizen. We are rational. We understand, we have wisdom, we can realize the need of the society or need of an individual. Dear students, now this was for socialization. Now I am going to tell you a little about our province and the governing system of our country. I hope this will be useful for class 8. Dear students, please come closer with your copy and pen and write down the important points. I am going to revise little about our previous class, about province. In our previous class, we studied about concept of federalism and capital cities of 7 provinces. Why the federalism is adopted? Why the federalism system, governing system is adopted by our country or the people. Dear students, you know we have 7 provinces, we have a central government, and we have local bodies, local units. You have ward office in your area. You are living in a municipality or rural municipality or sub-metropolitan city or metropolitan city. Dear students, now what do you understand about federalism? You might have guessed now what is federalism. Here federalism means, or federal means, a system in which a country is divided into different states or province with autonomous power at some extent. It means in a federal system, country is divided into many states. I mean, our country is divided into 7 states, and some other country might be dividing the country into 10, 15, 25, 22, 50 based on the territorial requirements. So our country is a small country by its land. So it is divided into 7 provinces, and they felt the necessity to divide our country to have equal development. And the students, in federal system, every province has separate provincial government, which we also say provincial government. There is central government at the center, at Kathmandu, but we have provincial government in our province. For example, we are living in province number 1, and in province 1 the name is not given yet, though we say it province 1. And you know what is the capital city of province number 1? Yes, I hope you are right. It is Viratnagar. Dear students, how we came into federal system, how we come into this governing system. Some of you have known this, and some of you might not have known about the system and the development process, how we come into develop, how we come into exercise this new system. Dear students, we are saying we are in federal system, but dear students, we are not much aware about the federal system or federal government. Here federal means a system in which the country is divided into different states and provinces with autonomous power. Now, how it come? How the people of country felt the need of this new governing system? They felt when the Maoist was in armed revolution. After a long Maoist armed revolution, our major political parties, Nepali Congress, CPN, they failed to establish federal system to develop the country in new way. That means after a long Maoist armed revolution, our major political party decided to go into this system with the consent of Nepalese people. I mean, we all were involved in that protest. We all Nepali people were participated in that process. So it was our consent, it was our idea to bring the change in the country. Of course, the leaders were there to lead the protest. So after that, the parliament of country was reinstated. It was declared, federal country was declared on 15th of Jan 2065, and the parliament was dissolved by then head of government or the king. According to this political system, there are 3 administrative units that I already told you. According to the federal system, federal governing system, there are 3 administrative units. Number 1 is central, 2 is provincial, and 3 is local. Central government, provincial government, and local government. The division of power between the federal and state or province is determined according to the constitution. These all the power are mentioned or written in the constitution. According to that, the province and local bodies act. There are 7 provinces in Nepal. We all are aware of that. We are living in province number 1. The capital is Biratnagar, that I told you already. We have not got the name of our province yet. Provincial Assembly decide the suitable name by its majority. Dear students, I am going to conclude today's class and we have less time. So I would like to tell you a little about the districts. Now we have 77 districts. In every district there is a district coordination committee, and dear students, there are 6 metropolitan cities in Nepal. Can you please name them? Can you please find out yourself how many metropolitan cities are there in our country? How many sub-metropolitan cities are there in country? Let me tell the number and you please write down, practice that at home. 6 metropolitan cities, I need the name. 11 sub-metropolitan cities, I need the name. 276 municipalities, 460 rural municipalities. Dear students, please take note of these points. And today I am going to conclude today's class. I hope you have enjoyed and understood. And if you have any queries, if you have any issues, if you want to know something more about these, please contact my class or the online class. You can hear this from radio, and you also can listen the program in Radio Sathi Facebook page. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
भाइ बहिनीहरू, तपाईहरु अहिले कार्यक्रम रेडियो स्कुल सुन्दै हुनुहुन्छ। कक्षा सुनिसकेपछि तपाईका केही प्रश्न वा जिज्ञासा भएमा रेडियो साथीको फोन नम्बर 023-563-037 मा फोन गरेर प्रश्न टिपाउन सक्नुहुनेछ वा हाम्रो फेसबुक पेजमा समेत प्रश्नहरू पठाउन सक्नुहुनेछ। अर्को कक्षामा भाइ बहिनीहरूको जिज्ञासाको समाधान गर्ने प्रयास गरिनेछ। अब आजको अन्तिम कक्षामा कक्षा 9 र 10 का विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरूका लागि कक्षा सञ्चालन हुँदैछ। कक्षा 9 र 10 का विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू कापी कलम लिएर तयार रहनुहोस्।
Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to teach you social studies, especially for class 9, 10 and SLC appearing students. I hope you will take advantage of this Radio Sathi teaching learning. Today I have taken the subject matter of federal legislature. Remember? Federal legislature. There are 3 main organs of the state. Among them, legislature is the most important organ. One of the most important organs of the state, which makes the law. Which makes the law. Without law, you imagine the country can run? No, the country cannot run properly without law. That necessary law, required law is formulated or made by the legislature. So that is very, very important organ of the state. My dear student, according to Constitution of Nepal 2072, there is the provision of bicameral legislature of Nepal, bicameral federal legislature of Nepal. They are House of Representatives, also called lower house, and National Assembly, also called upper house. Remember, there are 2 houses of our federal legislature. One, House of Representatives, also called lower house. Another, National Assembly, also called upper house. Then, my dear student, House of Representatives is formed of 275 members. Out of 275 members, 165 members are elected by the first post the past electoral system. First past the post election system, you know, that is, suppose 5 runners are running. First one will be the winner. Second, third, fourth, fifth will not be counted there. Like that, first past the post election means जो पहिलो हुन्छ उसले चुनाव जित्छ. त्यो खालको सिस्टमलाई हामी फर्स्ट पास्ट द पोस्ट इलेक्टोरल सिस्टम भन्छौं. And 165 members are elected by this first past the post election system. Similarly, 110 members are elected by the proportional electoral system. Proportional election system, you know, that is, especially in this condition, women, Dalit, indigenous people, Khas Arya people, Tharu people, Madesi people, Muslim people, and other people from background regions are collected there. They represent in this proportional system. My dear student, you remember 275 members. 275 members are the major part of this, House of Representatives. Now I am going to teach you about the National Assembly. National Assembly is also called Upper House. In this National Assembly, according to Constitution 2072, there are 59 members. 59 members. Out of 59 members, 56 members are elected by different provinces. Different means 7 provinces. One province consists 8 members. Multiplied by 7 provinces becomes 56 members. And 3 members are nominated by the president. So the total number becomes 59 in National Assembly. That is also very important. Our house, upper house, also call it, I told you, my dear student. Yes, another important thing I am going to tell you about lower house or House of Representatives. The speaker who runs the meeting of House of Representatives of Federal Legislature is Agni Prasad Sapkota, is Mr. Agni Prasad Sapkota now. He is the Speaker of Nepal of Federal Legislature. My dear student, yes, in National Assembly there is no speaker. Instead of speaker, there is a provision of the chairperson. And the present chairperson of National Assembly is Mr. Ganesh Prasad Timsina. Agni Prasad Sapkota is the Speaker of House of Representatives, and Mr. Ganesh Prasad Timsina is the chairperson of National Assembly. So Ganesh Prasad Timsina, Mr. Ganesh Prasad Timsina runs the meeting of National Assembly. My dear student, now I am describing the required minimum qualification to be a member of the House of Representatives. First of all, someone, he or she, who wants to be the member of the House of Representatives must have a Nepali citizenship. Second number, he or she should be above 25 years age. Minimum 25 years age. Number 3, he or she should not involve in any kind of civil services or should have resigned from the same. Number 4, he or she should not be disqualified by the federal law. Number 5, he or she has to be committed to the spirit of the People's Movement 2062-63. My dear student, there are 5 different qualifications I told you. I described you. I want to repeat it. Could you listen? Of course, you are ready. He or she should be a Nepali citizen. He or she should be above 25 years of age. Number 3, he or she should not involve in any kind of civil services or should have resigned from the same. Number 4, he or she should not be disqualified by the federal law. Number 5, he or she has to be committed to the spirit of the People's Movement 2062-63. My dear student, sometimes the question can be asked, qualifications of the House of Representatives, to have these qualifications. Now, I am going to describe about the functions of federal legislature. This is the long question. Sometimes you have to write the answers, long answer questions. Functions of federal legislature. Essentially appearing, dear students, I hope you will be listening to the lessons today. Yeah, law-making function. That means the first function is law-making function. Law-making function means it formulates the laws according to the will and aspiration of the people. It means what? It means federal legislature makes the law, formulates the law according to the will and aspirations of the people. How is the law made, student? First of all, a bill is introduced. A bill is introduced, discussed, played, P-L-E-D, played, and assented. Assented means approved by the president, and that becomes the law. Again, the federal legislature formulates the laws according to will and aspiration of the people. How is the law made? Listen. A bill is introduced, discussed, played, and assented. Assented means, approved by the president, and that becomes the law. This is the first function of our federal legislature. You remember? Law-making function. You just key point, law-making function. That means it makes the law. You remember just. Other thing you can elaborate, explain yourselves. The second function of our federal legislature is administrative function. Administrative function. You know administration? I hope you know. Administration. Because in your school also there is principal. Principal is our administrative person. So he does administration to all teaching staffs and students as well. Now that I am going to describe about administrative function which our federal legislature does. Student, the Prime Minister is appointed from the members of House of Representatives, and the Council of Ministers is formed under the Prime Minister. You remember who is the present Prime Minister of Nepal? You remember? You know, you say Mr. K.P. Sharma Oli or Mr. Khadga Prasad Sharma Oli, who is the Prime Minister of Nepal today. Now, yes, he was appointed from the members of House of Representatives 2.5 years ago. Now he is still our Prime Minister. And when the Prime Minister is appointed, on the basis of majority of the House of by the members of the House of Representatives, and the Prime Minister forms Council of Ministers. You know what is Council of Ministers? I want to tell you something about it. Council of Ministers means like Defense Minister, Education Minister, Forest Minister, Foreign Minister, Agriculture Minister, like all ministers together collectively we call Council of Ministers. You know, you are students, so you know who is the Education Minister now. You know, Mr. Giriraj Mani Pokhrel is our Education Minister. He is also one of the members of Council of Ministers. So that Prime Minister appoints all these ministers. My dear student, if the Prime Minister cannot work properly, if the Prime Minister cannot work properly, cannot lead the country properly, cannot fulfill all the desires of the people, cannot maintain security in the country, peace in the country, then 1/4 of the total number of the current members of House of Representatives. 1/4 means, you know, if 100 number is there, then 25 members. 1/4, 25% you say. You can say 25% also here. 25% of the total member of the current House of Representatives may launch a motion of no confidence. A motion of no confidence means vote of no confidence also. That means they claim they don't believe over Prime Minister. They want to change the Prime Minister. So they have their right. They have this right, my dear student. So if the Prime Minister cannot face this motion, if the Prime Minister cannot show his majority, then he loses his majority, then he or she will be dismissed from his post or from his premiership. He will lose his post. In this way, House of Representatives has this big, administrative function that can make the Prime Minister also, remove the Prime Minister also. Similarly, my dear student, according to the present Constitution 2072, House of Representatives, cannot launch this vote of no confidence or motion of confidence without being 2 years of the government formation. सरकार भएको प्राइम मिनिस्टर नियुक्ति भएको 2 वर्ष नपुगिकन चाहिँ यो अविश्वासको प्रस्ताव राख्न पाइने छैन। अहिलेको संविधानले यसो भनेको छ। यसै थोरै भए पनि सरकार स्थिर होस् भन्ने यो संविधानको आशय बुझिन्छ भाइ बहन। After 2 years, that process can be done by federal legislature under the administrative function. Now, my dear student, I am going to explain about the third function of our federal legislature, that is financial function. Financial, F-I-N-A-N-C-I-L, financial function. That means that belongs to the economy or economic condition, my dear student, or budget. Now listen, the most important, the most crucial function of federal legislature is to pass the annual budget. Annual budget, my dear student, this is the most crucial function, the most important function. Our federal legislature passes the annual budget every year. My dear student, no money from national treasury, no money, कुनै पनि पैसा from national treasury, राष्ट्रिय कोषबाट, राष्ट्रिय कोष भन्छौं हामी, national treasury, no money from national treasury can be spent without permission of federal legislature. Without permission of federal legislature, my dear student, that means government should take permission to spend the money of national treasury from the federal legislature. My dear student, one of the most important thing you have to know nowadays in this present constitution, just 15 in every year, in just 15, Nepal government has to table the budget, and it is compulsion. It is compulsion for Nepal government to pass the budget within 15th of Jet every year. Otherwise, in our history, we have seen our budget did not used to be passed month and month till Bhadra also sometimes. So these are the problems. So just 15 is the deadline of passing annual budget according to Constitution 2072. So government cannot do any delaying, that has to pass the budget by hook or crook, you say. Therefore, legislature is also called the guardians of the national treasury. Guardians of the national treasury, my dear. You understand? How can you say this is the guardians of the national treasury? It is because it controls government's budget also, and it has given guideline to pass the budget within 15 Jet. My dear student, I'm going to explain the last function of our federal legislature, that is constitution amending function. Constitution amending, A-M-E-N-D-I-N-G, amending means changing like, in Nepali संविधानको संशोधन गर्ने काम पनि गर्छ यसले. Listen, Nepal government is going to amend our constitution very soon. Why? Map of Nepal, it just changed. Lipuadhura, Kalapani, Lipu Lake, that is the debate issue now. And yes, Nepal government is going to change the constitution now, amend the constitution now. You can watch television also for the purpose. My dear student, constitution amending function, I am going to describe it. Constitution is a changeable document. It is a changeable document, student. Constitution is changed time and again according to need and necessity of the nation. So, if at least 2/3 majority of the total number of the members of the both houses of federal parliament, like House of Representatives and National Assembly, passes the introduced bill. They pass the introduced bill because House of Representatives and Upper House or National Assembly both has to make is 2/3 majority to pass the bill. Bill is presented, bill is introduced by the government, that is to be passed by 2/3 majority of the both houses. This is the system of amending the constitution of Nepal according to Constitution 2072. My dear student, this can be baked to you. 2/3 majority means how many numbers? 275 ko 2/3. You can yourself have your mathematical mind. Similarly, 59 House of Upper House, and that is 2/3 majority. Just you can calculate yourself mathematically, arithmetically especially, and you can come to the conclusion, my dear student. So, when this bill is passed by the majority, then the president assents, assents or approves the bill, and it gets amended. amended, amended, my dear student. But this amendment should be for the nation, and that should not be against the sovereignty, territorial integrity, independence of the country. That amendment should be for the nation's welfare. That should not be against the sovereignty, territorial integrity, independence of Nepal. My dear student, so I want to summarize what I taught you today. First of all, I have taught you today about the federal legislature. There are three major organs of the state. Among them, legislature is the most important organs of the nation. I told you. Why it is important? Because it makes the law. It makes the law. There are two houses, I told you. House of Representatives and National Assembly. Student, and House of Representatives is made of 275 members. Out of 275 members, 165 members are elected by the first past the post election. So, in this way, student, there are 59 members in National Assembly, I told you. 56 from different provinces and 3 by the President. In this way, I told you qualification of members of House of Representatives, and I told you the 4 functions of federal legislatures. My dear student, so I am going to end the lesson of today. If you have some curiosity, if you have some question, you can ask me. Our Sathi Radio will provide you our phone number also, and you can fulfill your academic desires. Thank you. Thank you so much.
भाइ बहिनीहरू, आजका लागि सबै कक्षाहरू सम्पन्न भइसकेका छन्। कक्षा सुनिसकेपछि तपाईका केही प्रश्न वा जिज्ञासा भएमा रेडियो साथीको फोन नम्बर 023-563-037 मा फोन गरेर प्रश्न टिपाउन सक्नुहुनेछ वा हाम्रो फेसबुक पेजमा समेत प्रश्नहरू पठाउन सक्नुहुनेछ। अर्को कक्षामा भाइ बहिनीहरूको जिज्ञासाको समाधान गर्ने प्रयास गरिनेछ। भाइ बहिनीहरू, आजलाई कार्यक्रम रेडियो स्कुल यति नै। तपाईहरू यी सबै कक्षाहरूको अडियो हाम्रो फेसबुक टाइमलाइनमा गएर दोहोर्याई सुनेर थप प्रश्न हुन सक्नुहुनेछ। भोलिको कक्षामा पुनः हाम्रो भेट हुनेछ। लकडाउनको बेला घरमै बसी कार्यक्रम सुनेर अभ्यास गर्दै पढ्दै गर्नुहोला है त। तबसम्मका लागि सबै विषय शिक्षकहरूको साथमा प्राविधिक साथी करिना पौडेलसँगै म जीआर धिताल पनि बिदा हुन्छु। नमस्कार।